In 1968, the Ford Torino was introduced to the market, and it almost instantly became a fan favorite, getting great reviews from the automotive press, being selected as the Indy 500 pace car, and just being a general sales success. Not too bad for what was basically an upscaled version of the Fairlane. The Torino would also get several special editions throughout its 8-year, 3-generation run, with cars like the Torino GT, Torino Talladega, and the Torino Cobra packing a 429 cubic inch engine. It was cars like these, coupled with their good performance in NASCAR, that gave the Torino a good reputation among car enthusiasts. And because of that reputation, the Torino would go on to be in several movies and TV shows, like Need for Speed, a couple Fast and Furious movies, and probably most famously, the Starsky and Hutch TV show. But somehow, despite all that success, you can still get a Torino on a budget. And today, we're doing a market breakdown to better understand how much these are selling for exactly. Okay, so full disclosure, when I say you can get a Torino for cheap, that doesn't mean we can hop on Facebook Marketplace and find a perfect condition Torino Cobra for $700. That'd be really cool if we could, but unfortunately those sell for just a little bit more money than that. So instead, let's focus in on the $5,000 range, the $10,000 range, and the $15,000 range. Because I was pleasantly surprised at how much Torino you can buy even in these price ranges. So starting out in the $5,000 and under price range, it shouldn't come as much a surprise that these are all project cars. But what's very interesting here is that the generation of Torino has no effect on the price whatsoever. Like here we have first, second, and third generations all in roughly the same condition selling for the same price. You know, usually with classic cars, one generation will be way more expensive than the others, or one year will be worth more for whatever reason. But that's not the case with the Torino, and you'll see more of that as we go along. Now for $10,000 and under, this is really the sweet spot when it comes to Torinos. Like those $5,000 ones, while certainly interesting and doable, these are much more realistic. Because first of all of these run and drive, which is a huge advantage right out the gate. But they also seem super solid, which is gonna save you some time not having to fix a bunch of rust. Now granted, they have their imperfections, and everybody does, but just imagine what a little bit of work would do to them, like a paint job, tune-up, and seat upholstery. That alone would be perfectly acceptable, and now you see why I called the cars in this price range realistic. So now the next obvious question is how much for one that doesn't need all those repairs? And that's exactly what you're getting in the $15,000 range, so let's take a look. Now right off the bat here, it's apparent that these are the cleanest Torinos we've seen yet. But take a closer look at these. You see, while some of them have clearly had some work done and restored somewhat, others are more in the survivor category and in great shape nonetheless. And the fact that you can even find something like that is crazy enough, but these are for sale for only around $15,000. Like imagine if this was a 69 Charger or 70 Chevelle, you would easily pay twice that for something this nice. Which is why I consider the Ford Torino Gran Torino to be one of the best deals in the classic muscle car market. Because not only are you getting a gorgeous car with a good reputation, racing heritage, and mainstream notoriety, but you're getting it for as cheap as these are. Now that's not to say that they're not without their drawbacks, the biggest one being the aftermarket on these. And after checking the websites that sell Torino parts, I can confirm that parts for these are few and far in between. However, that's not to say that they're non-existent. Since a lot of cars of this era shared parts, it's easy to find more basic stuff that was made for a variety of cars, such as carpet, door handles, seat upholstery, mirrors, some badges, you know, stuff like that. And there are some Torino exclusive parts being remanufactured, like some body panels for example, but do keep in mind that buying parts for these isn't as simple as buying parts for other classic cars if you plan on buying one. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. I was a bit extra passionate making this one because the Torino is one of those cars I wish more people would buy and appreciate. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, if you can hit that like button, it really helps us out. And if you want to stay up to date on whatever video we have coming out next, you can do that by subscribing. It's 100% free. Anyways, you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.